Ladies and gentlemen, Two Dudes Talk Music in conjunction with E. Brown Industries and Big Jerry Burger brings to you everybody's new favourite game show, Get in the Bin. Now, let's go to our host, Reverend Raph and the beer buddy, Kyle.
Well, this last time, buddy, it's all you.
Yeah, well, welcome back to the Two Dudes Talk Music YouTube channel. I am the Reverend Raph, joined once again by my good friend Kyle, aka the Beer Buddy, and Nolan and Troy from Whisperhead, talking all about Whisperfest coming up on March 1st out at Dubbo.
Yep.
Make sure you get your tickets. We'll have a link down there. It's going to be a crazy lineup, headlined by Deprivation. Obviously, Whisperhead's playing, Anton Major, Thraxas, ton of bands just announced. Get over to the website and check it out. It's going to be incredible. Yes, we are here for Get in the Bin. Now, again, Nolan, I know you did the last one, but you know, if you've got a list, we can let you get.
Yeah, if
you
you
can get some more off your chest this time if you really feel like it. But we're mainly going to be grabbing them from Troy here. So the whole purpose of this video is if you somehow were endowed with phenomenal cosmic power and could snap your fingers to change or eliminate things from the music business, what would they be and why? We'll get three things from you. Whenever you're ready, what's the first thing that you would eliminate from or change about the music business?
Oh, look, I think the first one that a lot of artists are kind of seeing is that monopolization, for the bigger artists that's kind of potentially flowing down into the smaller ones. Mm-hmm. You've got, companies owning venues, owning contracts, owning, touring. You're going, well, how is this going to work for anyone? It's just,
No, that's
competition watchdog isn't doing its job when there's not any competition.
It's doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. No, they're watching and
no
it's a whole thing. It's it's pretty ridiculous, and this is the problem. Like Live Nation or whatever the fucking parent company's called, they own. This is why the industry is as fucked as it is, because they own so many venues. They own the majority of venues. They own fucking all the ticketing avenues. Because they own the venues, they say, well, you have to do our fucking ticketing if you want to play in our venues, and if you don't want to use their ticketing, it locks you out of a lot of venues. And when you use their ticketing, of course they want to put dynamic pricing on everything, which fucks with that sort of stuff. And they say it prevents scalpers, but I genuinely don't think it does. I think it just puts tickets out of reach for most people, or fleeces people out of more of their hard-earned money. It's disgusting, and there's got to be a better way to stop scalpers from mass buying tickets, and there has to be whatever that is. I don't know. Maybe it's people can buy no more than 4 tickets in a purchase, and if you want to buy more than 4 tickets in a purchase, you have to call a special hotline or something, or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Fucking back out.
Like,
make people fucking line up again. Go get your physical ticket. Just make people fucking line up again. Hop your ass.
Mate, you know how many half days I'd be having at work if I had to line up to get my tickets for shit. Like,
it's mate. Just get your ticket.
That's very, very fair though. It hurts consumers, it hurts artists, it hurts a lot of stuff. So that's pretty good. Okay, what's your number 2?
Well, dynamic ticketing was going to be number 2.
Okay.
No, perfect.
Ruin that for me.
No. Like,
all right, I'll double your $25. I'll make it 50 then. Okay.
Look, I guess there's a sort of similar vein is that kind of, I'll just call it out, Spotify. Like, they're changing the rules because they own everything. Like, they're the biggest market that there is, and they just go, well, we're going to change, and if you're not an artist that makes whatever it is nowadays, or gets X number of streams, we're not paying you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you want music for free?
Yeah, and they say that it's to protect people and ensure that like people aren't flooding it with like nonsense stuff just to try and get paid off volume. But then they're also going and creating like AI music that they're putting into their own playlists that they're then directing people to their playlists. So it's not even, the money's not going out to other artists or anything at all. It's all staying in-house. And like, it's disgusting. It's disgusting behavior, and it's It's just contributing to the
it's gonna
rot
do one
of the
two
industry.
things. It's either gonna drive a lot of smaller mid-range artists
And
away from
they still
Spotify.
can't make a fucking profit. They still claim they're not making they still can't make a fucking profit to pay
Great
bands what
business
they're
model.
worth. Like, it's a failed business and a failed business model as far as I'm concerned.
You know, as far as I'm concerned, Raf, with the way our channel's going, we should be billionaires. You know, we don't make money. We should be billionaires like Spotify people.
Yeah, they don't make money either. Well, what's...
Yeah, they don't make money either.
And look, I want to preface that in saying, like, I pay for Spotify and have for the last, I don't know.
Same here.
It's a double-edged sword.
Like, I use it all the time, but at the same time, as an artist, it sucks.
Yeah.
Agreed. Like, yeah, it's the only place.
I think, yeah.
It's the value proposition.
Game.
The value proposition. It's terrible. And I've said this before, like, if streaming services would have disappear, it wouldn't fix anything, unfortunately, because the damage is done. Like, people's music is so devalued in people's minds now that most people, especially people that grew up with Spotify, that have never bought a CD in their life, people that grew up with Spotify, if you were to tell them, if streaming services vanished and you told people the only way that they could get music was to just listen to the radio, or buy, if they wanted to listen to specific music, they'd have to go out and buy a CD for $20, they would just not listen to music.
I'll put it to
like
you
they just wouldn't, because music's been so devalued in their minds that a song or even an album of songs is worthless, because there's a share of what they're paying. You know, you're paying how much to Spotify per month now? Like, what, $18 or something? 22 if you're on a family plan or some shit. Like, it's for all the music in the world. Like, per song, that's nothing.
Yeah. Well, considering I saw a record the other day, I sent Raf this photo. I saw a record the other day. It was like $70 for the record.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a year's worth of Spotify.
Yeah.
I'm like, but the thing is, it's like it's devalued it for the common consumer, but for the person that likes it, it's put it at that wants a physical copy. It's now put it at a collector's market.
Yeah.
Niche thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. Like, it's just, there's no, you can't undo the damage that these services have done.
No.
Even if they were to go away, they can't. The only solution is there needs to be
the same thing in like movies and stuff as well.
And I don't have a solution, mind you. I don't know what the answer is, but
I was to say that
with art.
For me, it was pre that. It was Napster and LimeWire and all those other things that we had when we were kids.
Well, bro, how bad do you think the first artists felt when they worked out laser printing and stuff like that? And artists, it's.
Well, I mean,
art is just
printing
one of those
press
things.
and all these
yeah,
things.
it's just one of those things that's the biggest hit things.
Like,
as soon as people figure it out, they can rip off.
Metallica was right.
Copies of this.
Metallica was right. They just executed it the wrong way.
It was poor optics, but they weren't wrong. And that led to streaming systems, because they went, well, why people don't need physical media, they just want the song, the movie, or whatever, and they want to be able to access it when they want to, which is right. Like, I don't want to sit here and wait for an episode every week.
But but at the end of the day, if purchasing isn't ownership, then piracy isn't theft. Yes. And I realize, I'm torn about that too, because if I was an artist and trying to live off of, if I'm trying to live off my art, if I was making a living off my music, and then I saw that getting taken away because people were pirating my shit, I wouldn't be happy either. And it's just one of those things, like, we exist in a very shitty system, and I can hold that view while also, like, I can hold conflicting views, because the system that we exist in forces me to hold conflicting views, or engage with the system in a way that may be contrary to my personal beliefs of how I would prefer things to be, because I don't have a choice.
In some weird sense, though, I think it works in our favor as enjoyers of going to live music, because bands can't rest on the laurels of album sales or anything like that anymore. It has forced them to be more active in getting out, playing live shows, and doing stuff like that.
Yeah, but then like you got Live Nation having a monopoly over shit and screwing everyone over and taking that opportunity away as well. So like, what do you...
it all trickles down. It all trickles
tangents. Sorry. And what's your third one? What's your?
This is a pretty big one, and it's broad and it's in the metal community a lot. Gatekeeping. Like, but on a lot of things. So like we touched on AI before.
Yeah.
Like I'm in IT. I've been for the last 15, 20 years. AI is a tool.
Yes.
Like, cool. You know, it's the same as any other tool. It's the same as a guitar. It's the same as a piano. It's the same as musicians sitting and shitting on DJs. Oh, he's not a musician. It's a tool. Like, if he's using it wrong, it's wrong. If he's using it right, it's right. Cool. You know, the community and musicians and everyone else just want to shit on people because they want to feel superior or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's me getting
fair, most of these people,
I get it.
on everyone else can't pick up a guitar. And
we touched on it in the podcast, right? It's like MIDI drums.
Yeah.
MIDI drums are a tool that you're sure if you had an unlimited budget, you'd go into a studio and record properly every time, but you don't. Like, we don't have those kind of budgets, so we make do with the tools that we have, and we get the best results we can with the tools we have. We literally filmed a reaction for our new series, our Rockin' Around the World series. We were checking out like this metal band from, where was it? Where were they from? Somewhere in Africa. Somewhere in Africa. We were checking out this metal band, and the song, I initially thought it was like a Digitech death metal pedal with really, really poor settings or something. But no, then I realized he's used the Guitar Pro, Guitar Pro with the realistic sound engine for the music on the track. And I was like, man, you use what you have, like straight up. That's what you've got to create with, and that's how you can get the music out. Good on you for doing it. And I plan on seeing if there's any way I can reach out to this artist and being like, hey, how would you like me to try and help you create a proper version of the song, like actually recorded with real instruments, you know? Because like I think that'd be so cool if there's a way I can get the isolated vocal track and try and do it with, you know, like higher quality program drums and then put like real bass and guitar down on it or something and just, you know, do that for him. But yeah, it's like you use the tools that you've got and there's right or wrong way to use them. Okay, but
I put it to every band and I think every band should have this pass, right? And it should be this whole thing of, okay, if anyone comes up to me and goes, did you record the drums on, that's not the way you're meant to record drums. Like, oh, cool, show me your album. Show me your EP. Like, did you record one? Have you recorded drums? Can I see a recording that you've done? And then half of them are going to go, and you're just going to go, shut the fuck up.
I think the problem is, and kind of Nolan touched on it in the podcast, is that like we do track or we program our MIDI drums, but like it's everything Dylan can play. We've been
exactly.
The dude took 2 takes, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. He's on point for every note. This is like the guy's not even editing his takes.
Yeah.
Which pissed me off because I'm like, he shouldn't be that good. But there's so many like people out there now that are going, oh, look at me play, and you're like, that's not what you're playing.
Yeah.
Like you're faking it.
Yes.
And that's where I think people are getting so pissed off on it. They're like, well, no, you're not being transparent. And if you're being transparent about it and go, look, I can't play this, but I wrote it and thought it was cool, so I edited the hell out of it. Or
exactly. Like if you're going like using AI as like an inspiration thing, or being like, okay, where am I coming up with stuff? Because the other thing you got to be careful of as an artist, if you're using artists like visual artists, recording artists, whatever, if you're using AI for it, you really have to be careful, because if you've got something that's generated solely by AI, that's not copyrightable. So anyone can then take that and use that. So just you have to be aware of that too. Like we're not just saying like don't use AI for like because we have some innate objection to AI, it's like you got to be careful with it because you can screw yourself at the end of the day.
Because if you make a really good album cover and someone else likes it, they could probably use it.
Yeah, theoretically, yeah. If it's just AI and you've not modified it in any way and you've just done that, or
you haven't paid an artist for the piece of
like,
art,
it gets really tricky. So it's about protecting yourself too. But there you go.
And
go.
then ChatGPT will sue you.
Yeah,
learn to sue you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're
lawyers.
I'm sure we'll be there in the end. But all right, there you go. That was Get in the Bin. Thank you so much, guys. We've had a great time talking to you this week. It's been awesome. Again, we're gonna have all the details, all the links for all of Whisperhead socials in the description there, as well as Whisperfest and all the cool details on that one. Like we said, if you're in the New South Wales regional area around Dubbo, if you're in Sydney, Canberra, Wollongong, Newcastle, Central, whatever, if you can get to Dubbo for this thing, do it, because it's going to be a hell of a time. It's going to be a good time. And look, Dubbo's a nice town to visit anyway. Go out there with your family, go to Whisperfest, go see the zoo, go do some sightseeing and some of the classic towns. It's good. It's a good place to go and visit. But yeah, thank you very, very much, Nolan and Troy. We really appreciate you guys taking the time to chat to us today. And thank you guys for watching these videos. We really, really appreciate it. We're going to have a great time in 2025, continuing on all of the cool stuff that we're doing. I have been Reverend Raph. This has been the Beer Buddy Kyle. You guys are all amazing, and we'll catch you next time. Peace out.
Peace.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We really hope you had a good time. If you did, please consider hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell down there. It helps the channel grow. We are still a fairly young channel and we like to try and grow our audience all over the world. We do also, for those of you who are interested, have a Patreon. It's just a couple of bucks a month. At the moment, you get all the videos early and ad-free, but we are working on ways to increase the value of that and make it a bit more enticing. So don't forget to keep an eye out and check back on what's going on over there. Other than that, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.